So up here, I'll talk through a few things. So one, when you are measuring doors, right? So in this case, this door frame is 32 inches wide, right? So when you measure like interior doors, whatever the rough opening is, so the rough opening is stud to stud, you subtract 2 inches and that tells you what size door you need. So in this case, this is a 32-inch opening, so you need a 30-inch door, right? And then you're always thinking like, okay, which way will the door swing? You know, will it swing like this or will it swing like this, right? When you go to Home Depot, you'll see 30-inch and it'll say RH or LH. So it's left hand or right hand. So in order to determine the swing, you got to think about it from the door swinging inward, right? Not outward. So in this case, if I wanted the door to swing this way, it's a left hand swing. If I wanted the door to swing this way, it's a right hand swing. So when you're thinking about the swing, you're always thinking about if you were standing in front of the door and it swings in, what side would that be on, right? So if you wanted the door to start here but swing this way, right, then that would be a left-hand door, right? And if you wanted to hang here and swing this way, then it would be a right-hand door, right? So yeah, whatever way you want the door to swing, swing inward, and remember to take 2 inches off from the rough opening. So if they're like, hey, what size door do I need? And you're like, all right, well, the opening is 32 inches, so you need a 30-inch door. If you want it to swing this way, it's a left-hand door. You want it to swing this way, it's a right-hand door. When it comes to framing, you gotta kind of like think forward a little bit. Like you're thinking about like the insulation, you're thinking about like ductwork and all that stuff. So in this house, right, I have to use all 49 insulation, which is, it's about 12 inches thick, roughly, right? So when I'm framing this ceiling, in this case, in the front, it has good height, so I could have framed it a little bit higher, I just didn't. But like in the back, I'm always trying to be mindful of how high I can make the ceiling and still have room for insulation, right? So keep that in mind. In the bathroom, right? So when I'm doing like a row house like this, I always try to think, where can I get my ductwork up, right? Because I know that I have to get ductwork to feed this floor, and I try not to have like a bunch of bulkheads on the first floor. I don't know, I just got a thing with bulkheads. I don't know, I hate them. So I try to run them in the basement, and then I try to feed off of that line and get it upstairs, or just one. And it'll make more sense when I put in the ductwork. I'll show y'all, but like one trunk line. So I say all that to say, in the bathroom, I like to have at least like a 5-foot shower, right? In this case, this is 5 foot because the tub is 5 foot. So I'm either gonna do a 5-foot tub or a 5-foot shower. In a case like this, where this bathroom is wider, right? So this bathroom is 83 inches. Instead of making this shower as big as I could, I left this space just for ductwork. So my guy runs the ductwork, he'll run it up from the basement. He'll use this space for his return and stuff. And then he can go above the ceiling and get to the rooms that he needs to get to. So keep that in mind, like if you have the space, the bathroom is a good place to bring up those duct lines if you need to, right? So for a stand-up shower, I like to make them a little wider. I think I did this one like 32 maybe. No, they need more of this. But it needs to be like 30, I say 30 to 32 inches wide. Like my guys made this a little narrow. So he probably misunderstood me, right? So it's inside and outside. So I told him 32 inside, meaning inside of this shower, I want 32 inches, right? But he did 32 outside. So it made the inside of the shower 20.5 inches because of the size of the 2x4. So I'm gonna have him move this to here. So it should be 32 inches inside. A standard tub is 30 inches. Another thing, like when they're doing this, I'm just running you through all the framing to try to, you know, prevent you guys, make it a little bit easier. Keep in mind that a diverter, like a shower diverter, has to be centered on this wall. So I normally, you know, I tell them to, like, in this case, he did leave this open. This is 14 in the center. But like I said, I gotta move this over a little bit, but it should be like enough for them to hang the diverter in here and it to be centered. And it's like little things like that that just make things go faster, because you have your plumber coming in and he just wants to hang the diverter. But like if they have these, you know, if they have frame in here, then he has to move that around and figure that out. They'll run the drain here. In this case, I knew that I was gonna have a problem with a joist. because I knew, because I was looking at where the ductwork runs, and I asked my guy to put a header there. Like a header is when this joist, like I said, runs all the way in here and it's pocketed into this wall, right? But in this case, I asked him to cut that joist like right here, so that way it will be wide open back here. Like right now, there's a joist that runs through here. So I asked him to cut it off. It's called a header. And he'll put a joist here like this, and then that space will be open. So the joist that he puts in will connect to the joist here and the joist here, right? And then that'll hold this area up right here. And he'll run his ductwork up here. So I knew that this would be an issue. So for a shower, I'm usually not as concerned, because like I'll move this drain over a little bit and it's not perfectly centered, and that's not a big issue. But the reason why I'm speaking on this is because my toilet is going over here, right? Now, it can be an issue with the toilet, because if the toilet falls on the joist, it's a bigger issue, because the toilet, you can't get the plumbing in for that. And a lot of times you need the toilet to be where it is, because it's like I don't want to have a toilet here and it sits like way over here, Also, while I'm here, I'll talk about toilet. So you need a 30-inch space for a toilet, right? So I'll explain it more in the other bathroom. It's probably easier because the toilet and the vanity are kind of side by side, where here you just have this space and my toilet is going here. And then you have a vanity here. I think those are the main things as far as framing in the bathroom. But also, I thought it was, but I still got more to say. Here, my guy ran out of 2x8 or 2x10. So the framing I showed y'all for the joist, you can use a 2x8 or 2x10. I have them like when I'm pouring the shower base. So this will be like, it'll get a rubber liner, right? And then they'll pour the concrete and then tile the base. So when I'm using that, I have them put all the way around here, like a 2x8 or 2x10. Normally a 2x10. And then that way, when my guy puts the liner in, he has something to like sit that liner up against and attach it. So it makes it easier on the tile guy, right? Coming in over here. I do closets 24 inches deep, right? So 24 inches deep or deeper, but I try not to go beneath that, so that way it's room for someone's clothes hanging, things like that. In this case, it's a double door here. Like on a bigger closet, I'll do a double door. Double doors are normally 48 to 60 inches. So in this case, I'm doing a 48-inch double door. You can see I have 50 there for the rough opening. So this will fit a 48-inch door. And then, your height will be consistent as well. So my guy should make this about 82, 83. Okay. Oh, for the flooring, yeah. So 83, and then the door is 80 inches, and then they left 3/4 inch. So the flooring is 3/4 inch, right? If I'm using like hardwood floors. So they left that there. This here is just another bedroom. Same thing. So one more thing to be aware of, like when you framing, like I always try to think about drywall, right? So these are like your nailers, right? So if you can imagine this corner here, if you didn't have this nailer, like your drywall will sit here, right? So part of your drywall is on these nailers. So if this nail is not here and you just have this corner like it is here, it's nothing to attach the drywall to. So make sure when your guys are framing that they have these nailers here. So like the drywall sit here, one piece, and then the other piece will sit here, right? So this is a small bathroom, but here's my other bathroom, right? So what you have here is like, here will be my toilet and my vanity, right? So the toilet is 30 inches. So whatever you have like on this run, you need to take away 30 inches for the toilet, right? And then if you have a tub here, you would take away another 30 inches for the tub. The tub is 30 inches wide by 5 foot long, right? And then whatever you have remaining is the size your vanity can be, right? So let me just do it in here, because maybe it'll make a little more sense what I'm trying to say. So let's imagine, right, for a second, let's imagine. You come in your bathroom here, right? And then your tub is all the way up against that wall. Right, so let's just say your tub is here, right? And then you have your toilet here, and then you have your vanity here, right? And you wanted to know how wide this bathroom needs to be. So you're gonna take away 30 inches for the tub, 30 inches for the toilet, right? So that puts you at 60, just for your tub. Your tub sits like this, like you step in the tub and it's long ways, it's like this, right? And then you step out of your tub, your toilet is right here. And then to the right of that is your vanity, right? So you have 30 inches for your tub, 30 inches for your toilet. That puts you at 60. If you want a 30-inch vanity, then you need a 90-inch long bathroom, right? So when you're laying out your bathroom, I normally look at like the size of my tub first, and then the size of the toilet, and then that tells me what size vanity I can use, right? So instead of like saying, okay, I want to do a 36-inch vanity, you first want to make sure that when you take away your 60 inches for your tub and your toilet, that you have enough space for a 36-inch vanity. So, you know, that's what I use to just kind of tell me, because for a long time I struggled with bathroom layouts because I couldn't really, I don't know, I couldn't get it. I didn't know why. Like I had to actually like go through it with my plumber to sit down and figure out, you know, like what size do I need. So like here, in this bathroom, it's like I said, it's awkward, but my tub will be going here. This is my 60 inches for my tub. So you want 60 inches wall to wall, right? The tub will fit in there. And then I'm gonna do toilet and vanity there. But like, this is what I'm saying. So in this bathroom, I wanna do, I don't know where my guy thought I was gonna put the diverter, but I wanna put it right here. But you see how like the way he did this, it's like almost centered. So this will have to come out because it's in the way. And then I'll have to put like a stud here and then a stud here for this framing because it's right in the middle, right? One other thing while I'm thinking about it. So you see these like studs. So these are important to have like on the second floor because you want to keep this wall from sagging. So like in the back, we don't have them because it's not as much space. But like if you look up here, you see how like this board is here and then it attaches to this, which attaches to the ceiling, and it keeps the drywall from pulling down on these 2x4s and making it start to sag like in the center. So you run the support across, and then you tie these up to the ceiling. When you have, in this case, we're in a city, right? So we have a row home. A row home normally has 2 courses of brick, right? So this is a course, 1 course. This is the second course, right? After the second course is the neighbor's house. So in a situation like this where I had a chimney here and I had 1 course of brick missing, you have to consider pretty much fire protection, right? So I can either, 1, I can put another course here and fill all this in, or 2, I can use like what they call dense glass. And dense glass is like a fireproof material. I don't know how to explain it, but it's about 3/4 of an inch thick and it's meant to like prevent fire from spreading to unit. So a lot of times in new construction, when they're doing siding or when you're doing addition and stuff like that, you use dense glass. But in this case, you would use it in between a neighbor. So anytime you have a neighbor and you only have 1 course of brick, and not 2, in a situation like this, I'll just put like dense glass here to separate my house from the neighbor's house. So I just wanted to mention that too. And also like if you're doing a building, like say you're doing an apartment building that has different units. So let's just say you're doing a building and on the first floor is a unit, second floor is a unit, third floor is a unit. A lot of times the inspector will want you to have some kind of fire prevention between the 2 units. So if I'm on the first floor and I have a unit above me, a lot of times the drywall that I have to use is thicker than I would use on the wall. So I may be using 1/2 inch drywall on these partition walls. But then on the ceiling, I would need to use 2 pieces of 5/8, which prevents fire from spreading, right? So keep that in mind. I learned that the hard way. I think that's about it. I hope the video has been good. Hope it's useful. I'll keep making them as we go along. My plumber will jump in here next, and my HVAC guy, and then I'll talk through those things in as much detail as I can. I know a lot about systems, but I may even have them jump in and talk about them some too.